Alright, here we go. This is a cool new deck that I guess we just have Sparky on the deck tech here for. That'll be interesting. But this is a really cool deck that I found on the ladder that I'm calling Better Roots. A while ago, you saw me try to see what we could do with the card Insidious Roots. This was a very, very interesting card that basically allows us to both produce mana and produce an army through just playing this card once and then basically having creature cards leave our graveyard, whether that be bloodghasts that repeatedly hit the battlefield or through other means. Typically in this deck, it's going to be just looping bloodghasts. If we get multiple Insidious Roots, then bloodghasts start to represent a pretty darn good clock and just board state in general. But that's not all this deck is trying to do. Obviously, we do want to have creatures come back from the graveyard, but what we can also do is get them back through Tyvar, Jubilant Brawler, who both is something that fuels Insidious Roots and also enables Insidious Roots to become even better because the Insidious Roots gives our creatures a mana activated ability, and Tyvar says that we can use that as soon as they come in. So triggering Insidious Roots, whether that be one or multiple copies, allows us to get more value. Other than that, this deck is going to be trying to do a lot of reanimation kind of things. We're running Squirming Emergence here for 3 mana. You get to return a creature that is small, that costs less than the number of cards that are in your graveyard. And I guess it is permanent cards. For us, that's going to be mostly just cards since we only play a few instants and sorceries, that is. We also have Willowgeist that's going to profit when things are removed from the graveyard. We have Aftermath Analyst that allows us to return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, which is pretty nuts considering that we're going to have Bloodghast. We are going to be able to use Field of the Dead to basically make a bunch of 2/2 zombies, and then we also have Blossoming Tortoise here that allows us to enable some mill. Or this can essentially kind of do a similar thing to Aftermath Analyst. We're basically a Field of the Dead deck that is also a Insidious Roots, like value-based black-green deck. Other than that, I think things are pretty much self-explanatory. Citrus Supplier helps us get cards into the graveyard. Bone Shards helps us get cards into the graveyard plus kill things. Outrageous Robbery is a pretty cool one that allows us to cast spells from our opponent, but we're really only running 2 of those. And then we have a one of Shieldred, who is just pretty raw if left unchecked. Being able to just get all the stuff out of the graveyard is insane with the True Scriptures. I don't think I've ever actually executed that, but today is going to be a chance to do so. I'm really interested in seeing the Insidious Roots work today. I'm really interested to see Blossoming Tortoise come back, because this is a combo card that I really haven't seen in anything else other than combo. We don't really have any land creatures. We don't really have that many lands with activated abilities in this build of the deck. You could kind of go more heavily into that if you want. But basically what we want to do is utilize this thing's ETB or attack trigger to mill 3 and then return some lands from the graveyard to the battlefield. This does allow us to reuse polluted deltas, which will be very nice. And yeah. Willowgeist, a pretty cool payoff here for things leaving the graveyard, which we're going to be doing a lot of through either our Blossoming Tortoise, Bloodghast, Tyvars, Aftermath Analyst, and I think Squirming Emergence as well pays into this. This thing basically just gets really big after a while of you doing that, and then assuming that your opponent doesn't exile it and it dies through some reason or another, you do get to gain life equal to its power, which is cool. So overall, pretty big creature strategy here. When I played this on the ladder, I thought that it was a really, really cool deck, so I wanted to give it a try myself here. We are trying pretty hard to make sure that we can hit Field of the Dead mana, but given that we're only in 2 colors, basically what I did was I striped our lands into 2 to 4 ofs. That basically allow us to hit our 7 different land requirement while also being able to mostly produce mana untapped. 2 things that we are also running in here are Hidden Nursery and Hidden Necropolis. There's basically just 1 card that can't be hit off of these, so we're usually just going to get something out of our deck. Hopefully it'll be useful, but we're a little bit blind to seeing exactly what that is. So this is the better Roots deck. I think the games today will decide whether or not it truly is a better deck. I'll let you guys comment what you think in the section down below. Make sure to like the video, helps with the algorithm, and subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Getting close to that 500 mark. That being said, let's hop into round 1. Alright, here's round 1. Let's see what we get. Squirming Emergence to start off. Willow Geist as well. I'm not super happy about this one. We're going to pass it back, and this one with a Stitcher Supplier is pretty good. I think I'm going to discard the Bone Shards, or maybe I won't do that. I think I get rid of Overgrown Tomb or Deathcap Glade. Right now it's going to be Deathcap Glade, and we'll just play 1 turn behind here to save a little bit of life. Well, here we can do that with a Surveil land that we just picked up. See if they go for Stifle or something wild like that. Nope, just a Sacred Foundry, and I think that Squirming Emergence is just probably not the move right now. Doesn't help further Squirming Emergences, doesn't cast itself from the graveyard, so that's just kind of an unfortunate one. We're just putting it away because that's not what we really want to be drawing right now. See if this is a Ragavan here. Nope, just Breakout. Cool. Almost that. This could be the Legends deck. Sometimes this is a thing. Looks like they'll just be Domain then, to show big brawler we see here. Insidious Roots can come down. I can go Stitcher Supplier to block. Maybe also paying 2 life to get Willow Geist out as well. Here comes Bloodghast, so next turn we will be able to get a Bloodghast back. Flooded Strand comes down. Let's see if they kill something pre-combat. Next turn we're good to Tyvar reanimate something. Territorial Kavu. Alright, we're probably going to Tyvar minus on our Stitcher Supplier, I'd say. Or maybe the Willow Geist, we'll see. I'd like Willow Geist to survive. That's kind of ideal here. Okay, looks like it'll be Lightning Bolt. We do get to gain some life here. I think we definitely block. And I think we need to consider the Bone Shards here pretty soon. Field of the Dead in the graveyard. We have Squirming Emergence as well. I think I'm shocking this, playing Insidious Roots, which I should have done after the fact. That's unfortunate. And then we're going to Bone Shards, killing the... Discard a card. I want to kill probably Inti here. Discarding Squirming Emergence. We'll be able to Tyvar back next turn. Alright, so we can't block here. We're going to go to 7. We're going to need to make something with Insidious Roots here, but that's not going to happen. Alright, well, we can produce a blocker for the Territorial Kavu. And they've got whatever they top decked here, so it's not the end of the world here. We're going to go attack in, go Tyvar. Tyvar minus. Oh man, that Shieldred coming back would have been great. I think I want Aftermath Analyst, that is, excuse me. And then we'll play this Field of the Dead, and we should be able to bring everything back next turn. So all of a sudden we're looking pretty solid. I think Leyline Binding should take Aftermath Analyst, I always say that wrong. That's fine. And maybe we're going to get this off. We got 15 in graveyard. That should allow us to just about hit. I see 3 more differently named lands coming back. I think we actually might be 1 short, which is unfortunate. Should I Tyvar first then? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 4th is a Field of the Dead, which we already do have. Darn. So we're actually just going to have 6 here. Guess I gotta go Tyvar then. Tyvar bringing something back. Ooh, that's tough. Okay, so it's gonna be an attack with Bloodghast. Now we have to sack the Analyst. Deathrite Shaman is what it is. Bone Shards goes away. We have to block. And we're running on fumes here. What can we do? Polluted Delta does find us the next land that we needed, but unfortunately we're going to die. So we'll Polluted Delta, looking for a shock land, and we will pay the 2 life, going to 0. So round 1 didn't quite look out for us here. We had pretty much a stabilizing board state, but just not enough lands in the graveyard. Quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll move on to round 2. Alright, this is round 2. Honestly not super great. I don't think I want this hand. I think I will take this hand, though I'm not super keen on it. I think we want the lands here, and we just ditch a second Stitcher Supplier. We're going to try to loop this first one with Tyvar. Alright, so when we get our priority back, I think I'd go Overgrown. I think I just go Overgrown Tomb right away into Tapped Hidden Necropolis into Tyvar. Ooh, this is Ley Lines. Okay, so it's going to be interesting here. This either means that we have to deal with Fragment Reality into some payoff, or this is going to be Juggle the Performance. Juggle being a pretty annoying thing to deal with, but we're going to see what happens. Depending on if they make any plays these first 2 to 3 turns, that'll kind of decide. Ah, okay, that's exactly what's going on. So we get to find our best card here and put it on top of our library, and we will actually get to use it, and then they would find a Scheming Symmetry. Now, for some reason, they didn't get what they wanted, so they decided to just scoop here, but at least we were able to read what the deck was and what was going on. I think that we wouldn't necessarily be in a whole lot of problems in that matchup, so not too bad for us, and we made the correct call in terms of what to expect. So I think I was right to kind of put a creature onto the board and attack in. We would have possibly ended up with a stale board state, but I think me being able to utilize my graveyard is a little bit better than them being able to. So I'm going to go ahead and requeue here. If we get something in about 30 seconds, we'll do a second half for round 2. If not, it's all good, and we do find a game, so we'll be able to make a slightly longer round 2 for you guys. Insidious Roots, finally in the opening hand. I think on that bombshell, I'm going to just keep. I'm going to start with Restless Cottage, start with Insidious Roots after the fact, and then we're going to try to figure out how to get Stitcher Supplier to die. Oh no. Well, Minion of the Mighty is here. We want to keep our life total somewhat high, so I'm going to not shock. We're going to just put a Stitcher Supplier in. We do, at some times, just get Dragon comboed here, and I think we're probably going to end up losing turn 2. So they... Oh. Not what I thought was going to happen. So they needed to make Minion bigger. I think they should have cast 2 spells pre-combat. Seems like they didn't decide to do that after all. Is there anything that I want to get out of the graveyard yet? Not really, so I think we just go with some lands. I think we'll take a Polluted Delta, find one of our less prevalent lands in the deck. Or no, we'll use this for later in case we need to find another one. I'm going to drop Insidious Roots now, I think. No, I'm going to do Aftermarket Analyst. We're going to get ready with Insidious Roots, though. We are charging up that graveyard here. I think I am probably not attacking. We'll turn the corner when Field of the Dead comes down, but for now... Oh, I wonder if this is just a value Minion of the Mighty. Okay. Oh, interesting. So not combo after all. Here I think we go for one of our untapped lands. Well, it's going to have to be an Overgrown Tomb, so for that reason I think I go Underground Mortuary and don't double spell this turn. Bloodghast goes to the graveyard. We go Insidious Roots out now, but then we can't play Willowgeist. I have to do Insidious Roots now. We'll go Tyvar plus Willowgeist next turn. Don't bother about the attacks. We'll pass. And I hope they can't put 5 Power of Hastiness into play this turn. 7 Devastator. We're still small enough. We go to 14, still alive. Things are getting cheaper for them though, which I'm not a huge fan about. We get to play another land, bring back Bloodghast. I want to see if we want to hit anything else other than that. We actually don't have any other creatures in the graveyard other than Aftermath Analyst. And then in terms of lands, we have 1, 2 lands. So we'll again still be short. I think I will Blossoming Tortoise then. Sadly, this comes in tapped. We'll take action. We get to do Insidious Roots here. Then we just do a setup turn with Blossoming Tortoise. We're going to take our fetch land back, I guess. Actually, I think we do want Hidden Nursery in this case. No attacks. We pass. And then Aftermath Analyst can be done at any time, so we could Blossoming Tortoise to trigger and then put everything onto the battlefield. We'll end up seeing what happens here. Shivan Devastator number 2. We're dead pretty soon, actually. Maybe even now. Oh, Dracuseth, my god. Okay, so we kill here, and then we can't do anything else, so that's unfortunate. We are exactly dead. +1. Alright, tough round 2. We're going to take that one. It's unfortunate, but, you know, a lot of flying creatures that we can't block. Not a lot of things with reach that do the things that we want to do. I guess I'll be a little punished here for having dropped off that Bone Shards earlier. Anyway, round 2 in the bag. We have a chance to bounce back in round 3. Here we go. Alright, this is round 3. Insidious Roots again in the opener. I do have that Bone Shards that I was sad about losing last game. I guess I'm into this. Overgrown Tomb will come in tapped. And then we'll pay a life for Nurturing Peatland to get Insidious Roots out early, or possibly our Aftermath Analyst. I don't know why I keep trying to say Aftermarket Analyst. Just makes sense to me. Glimpse the Unthinkable, so they want to mill me. We have a very vested interest now in getting Aftermath Analyst onto the battlefield. There's a double Bloodghast trigger. I mean, we are down. We'll go Insidious Roots here in case they want to kill anything. We'll be able to start getting things back. We're going to wait one more turn on the Aftermath Analyst. In case they hit more Bloodghast, I want to make sure that I'm ready. Alright, so a not necessarily spell-based deck here. A mill deck, that is. I'm going to go Underground Mortuary, look to put something in the graveyard. I think I'm happy to draw this land. We'll at least keep the card total in our deck a little higher. Auto pay. We're going to mill 3 here. And we go in. If we can find a Field of the Dead, we are cooking. 1, 2, 3. 3 unique lands. 4, 5, 6. So yeah, Field of the Dead is now on whenever we find it. I think we just let them mill until we find a Field of the Dead, then we just crack off Aftermath Analyst. Fraying Sanity could be good, could be bad. We have to basically beat them the turn that they're going to mill us out. Alright, there's a Field of the Dead. Any land does it. Tyvar doesn't get me a land. We will auto pay for this. Let's bring some creature back as we pressure their life total. Oh, all we want is a land. Come on. We're going to mill a little bit more. We are down to about half the deck. And there is one of our creatures that is going to essentially be the land that we need. We can remove their creature, potentially discarding Bloodghast, setting up for next turn. I like that. So we want to discard a card here, target this thing, discarding Bloodghast. And now we do get in for 5, and we're going to set up a 2-turn clock here. Now the question is, can they mill us for 24? It's actually only going to be 16 now, and I think that they can do that. Okay. This is okay. Oh, yeah, we don't end up milling anything at all. Alright. Well, let's make a mana. Green. Well, let's untap this creature, make another mana. And let's activate Aftermath Analyst here. Let's get in. Enters tapped, enters tapped. Bam, look at all those lands. Lots of Bloodghast triggers, and a lot of Field of the Dead triggers, so let's let those go all into the stack. That is 70 of those guys. We'll take action. There we go. And then the rest of the Bloodghast triggers, or half of the rest of them go down. There goes another plant. Boom, boom. We're going to keep as much things in the library as possible. And then I suppose I can just go like this, play Shieldred. And then if we were to flip, things could be good, but I don't really think that we want to do that now, so we'll just move to combat. Swing in with our 5, and then we have 80 damage to kill them if they don't mill us first. So, time to see what goes down here. Just 1 card to mill, and yeah, so they just have to mill us for 7. Pretty likely that they'll be able to do it, especially with the Fraying Sanity on the board. If this is a fetch land, we die. Let's see what it is. Oh, no, they actually just passed through. Are we actually going to get to win here against all odds? Incredible. Let's go ahead and swing in with the squad. That's about 100 damage here. Pretty darn sweet with this Primeval Titan land space strategy. Pretty sweet. That ends round 3. Let's go into round 4. Games have been relatively quick here. Maybe we will get out of here with a lot of extra time today. My gift to you. Anyway, here comes round 4. Okay, here we go. Round 4 of 5. We get a Willowgeist. Doesn't really do anything just yet. Field of the Dead is already in hand, and we do have 4 of 7 unique lands. So the Polluted Delta can probably come back at some point. So we represent 5 since we can find a Surveil land off the Polluted Delta. I guess I'll keep this hand. And I'm getting the feeling like I want to play this one slow. Enters tapped, say go. We'll go probably Stitcher Supplier first. Ketria Triome doesn't really indicate mill, so I'm probably happy to ignore how the last game went against mill and say that we're free to drop everything out into the graveyard. Flooded Strand here still. Let's see if they're anything beyond Teamer. They are actually. Looks like Sand's black so far. So, do I get control vibes? Kinda. I'm gonna get 2 creatures onto the battlefield here. And then we'll just start doing some Insidious Roots things. Kinda wanna wait for Insidious Roots to come out for when they are just finished killing something or have used mana. Shock for Teferi Time Rattler, okay. Sounds good. We'll go in here with Hidden Nursery. I think, yeah. Insidious Roots. Alright, and we're just going to whittle down Teferi here, see if he wants to -3 on Insidious Roots. Would be kind of surprised to see that. Wilderness Wreck. Oh, it's Teamer control, but with white. Love that. So they can flash in. Yeah, okay. There goes Blast Zone. Pretty solid use of mana there. And Aftermath Analyst is in the bin now. We can bring back a Nurturing Peatland. So I think, yeah, that is what I want to be doing. We go Field of the Dead tapped, Tyvar, bring back that guy. Alright, let's bring back the Aftermath. Get to make a little plant, get to mill 3. Our graveyard is absolutely stocked up here, so 1 activation should do it. And they'll have to deal both with Tyvar. Oh, they're just going to take away our mana producer, so that's a surprise. They'll have to wipe the board here or be able to kill Aftermath Analyst before we get a priority on their turn. They could have done something about that. So we're going to play Field of the Dead here. We have 1, 2, 3. We're going to find Darkboar, that's 4. Nurturing Peatland, that's 5. Oh, just 5. Oh, we are not there. Dang. Outrageous Robbery could hit the opponent kind of hard. Think we go into Kill to Fairy, untap. We can attempt to cast a Shieldred too. We'll take action. We get a 0/1. And let's crack in, I guess. Might exile all of my attacking creatures. Nope, they don't. Suppose I could Shieldred. Shieldred's great if it can resolve. Oh, doesn't get countered yet. They're looking for it. Do they have it? No, they don't have it. Sweet. Need Pact and Negation here. Spell Pierce. Please don't be Spell Pierce. Oh my god, we're actually going to get it. So there goes Oko. Huge. Alright, we feel great. We're going to untap our little guy here. And say we're going to pass on. I hope they don't board wipe. That'd also be pretty bad. Fairy Time Raveler, let's see what they take. Probably just Shieldred goes away, because, I mean, that would be a really interesting one here. Alright, so they untap. Nexus of Fate is on the menu here. They are tapping. Let's Polluted Delta here, finding our Surveil land. And we're looking to surveil away anything but a unique land. Blossoming Tortoise will work. If we get lucky and mill the thing that we need, we'll pass. And let's see if we get our turn. Will they cast anything now? Okay, they're just going to start making tokens with Arden Veil. That's okay. Alright, so Blossoming Tortoise can bring back Polluted Delta. That just gives me more lands in general, unfortunately. Let's do another count here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 with Pathway, 6 with Peatland. Is that correct? And then we'll just bring back Polluted Delta, and then that's 7. Perfect. So we'll need to keep Polluted Delta out for now. I will first then play a Field of the Dead. And you know what? We can actually just Aftermath Analyst. So I have 4 mana. That means I'm left with 1, 2, and then potentially 3 with Tyvar. I'm going to move to combat. Swinging it to Fairy with the boys. 1, 2. So we want to kill Teferi. I don't think I want to swing Aftermath Analyst out just in case they settle the wreckage me. That'd probably be the one thing I'm scared about. Alright. Attacks will probably just go through with no blocks. Makes sense. And then I think here we just decide to untap something. Let's untap the plant. And then we'll pass. Okay. And we're just going to wait till their end step here. Hollowed Fountain, and just a Castle Vantress, alright. Well, they'll be able to do some Castle Ardenvale stuff on their end step. I'm going to wait for them to do that. So Castle Ardenvale activation, then double Q in order to make this a little faster. They get to untap all lands, here we go, and while they're going to be able to make some items, I'm going to have a activation here. Well, we'll wait for them to scry and make their final Ardenvale token. They leave 2 to the top. Hopefully they're not considering the Aftermath Analyst, which we will now pop. And let's go. Huge. That's a lot of Field of the Dead triggers. Let's get it. Dissolves all. Oh, we're going to have to click through these manually. and then we'll resolve their thing. We have 30 damage here. I don't think they can survive. Let's go. Alright, there is the combo, just kind of sitting in plain sight. Even if they were to remove our Aftermath Analyst, we would be able to Tyvar minus to bring it back and just go right away, assuming that we had enough mana. So awesome, pretty good game here, and round 4 is behind us. Let's hop into round 5. Alright, 5th round. We're ending it here, hopefully on a good note. We have Tyvar. We have the potential to bring some cool stuff back, assuming that we find our 3rd land with Underground Mortuary. We will keep this hand of 7. And let's surveil. I would like a land. Alright, so we are in business here. I think we go Nurturing Peatland here, play Insidious Roots, auto pay. Sets me up for Tyvar next turn. I think I might want to play Willowgeist first. We'll see if we get a tap land here. Suppose we'll test for counter magic. Didn't find it. They pass through here? What's gonna go? Oracle of the Alpha. We're doing something funky. I do love Oracle of the Alpha. Playing with Power 9 is so much fun in this format. And oh, am I so bold as to double Insidious Roots here? Nah, I think I just need to get a Tyvar out. It's a little greedy. What I can do is see if I can get something back right away, and dang, no hits. If I had been able to get something back right away, it would have been perfect, because I would have been able to use my Insidious Roots mana right away thanks to Tyvar's static and get the 2nd copy of Insidious Roots out. We'll have to wait till next turn for that to happen. I assume the Oracle Alpha will attack down Tyvar. Alright. I'm looking for a land here to get Shieldred out. The following turn will be Tyvar plus Insidious Roots. Alright, good top deck here really makes this game a whole lot more comfortable for me. And that's not quite it. We could consider putting down Insidious Roots here. We also could just Outrageous Robbery for 2, which is cool. Let's try that. If we hit a land, that's actually good for me. There's also the potential that we hit something like a Time Walk. Oh my gosh, let's go. And this is as long as they remain exiled. So we're going to hold this Time Walk for a while, I think. Just use it when we really do need to survive. That's actually a pretty good steal off the top. Maybe the best steal, actually. They attack, they get to scry. So I don't think they know we have the Time Walk. They keep on top. And there's a One Ring, alright. So we'll just need to continue to progress our game plan. Shieldred here is going to be my next turn into Insidious Roots plus Tyvar. Following that up, here's Shieldred, autopay. Tough that we're getting hit with Nurturing Peatland so early. I usually like to have that later in the game. It's definitely not my first choice of land. But I'm hoping that Shieldred ends up being very valuable here. We're going to attack in with Willowgeist as well. Start to close this gap a bit. Oh, right. We can't do that because they played the One Ring. Alright, well, us blocking hasn't really been exactly a theme of this game, so that's fine. One Ring activation here. Really would have liked to have other Shieldred at this point right now, but we're gonna play it out. Squirming Emergence can bring Shieldred back. Well, not quite yet. Eventually. We have Squirming Emergence is essentially more copies of Tyvar right now, which is nice. We just need to get an Insidious Roots hit, and then we have more mana, more things to do. And we really start to open this game. Fire Inscription. We have to be very careful about our life total now. Fading Hope removes Shieldred. Alright. Well, I think Shieldred removing their creature did pretty much what we needed to have it do. We're going to go Insidious Roots here. And we got to go down to 8, which is just kind of icky. Now, if I get lucky, I can also Time Walk after this, so we'll see. If I'm able to bring anything back from the graveyard, which I currently cannot. Alright, here we go, getting a little awkward here. Oh, they're going to counter this. Alright. That does hurt. They go to 14. We're still looking a little scary here. 2 spells are going to do it. Just hope that it's not all permission. So Fire Inscription just being, I think, what they want to do here. Oger, Axonil. We go to 1. Oh no, we're dead. Where did I do my math wrong? This is, okay, well, I clicked through, and honestly, I'm not really sure how I died. Either way, I'm a little unsatisfied. We're going to go for one final one in round 5. Can't end on a loss where I'm completely confused. Am I right? Yeah, anyway, we get a quick queue. Let's get it. Here comes round 5 V2. Alright. I do like the Bloodghast. I do like the Citrus Supplier. I think I'm into this one. Let's go. Bloodghast can't be cast yet, but we'll get there when we get there. I can Bone Shards to get it into the graveyard. I think we shock here, get a Citrus Supplier out early. If they play a creature here, I'm probably just, yeah, okay, with double Bloodghast, I think I'm absolutely killing whatever they play. If they do decide to play something. Otherwise, we gotta wait a turn for Aftermath Analyst. Come on, drop a Ragavan, that'd be a great one for me. Okay, we'll Field of the Dead here, get back a Bloodghast, I will take action. Yep. Get in there. And are we killing something here? Makes sense. We'll end the turn. Use our Bloodghast as fodder. Now I am thinking that we probably want to land for our next draw. This is Oracle of the Alpha again. Looks like there will be a theme in round 5. We do get this. We need to play double black. We'll go probably Bone. Oh, I could have Bone Shards discarding something and then got it back with the Dark Boar pathway. Kind of unfortunate that I didn't do it. Maybe now I go Bone Shards plus Aftermath Analyst. So, yeah, it kind of feels a little awkward to be doing it this way. Get rid of Bloodghast. Go Analyst. Get to mill, and then now if we draw, we are Engine online. Alright, let's see what happens. Whirlwind of Thought. Ooh. We are playing a control deck. So Scorping Emergence here possible now off of either a tapped land out of Polluted Delta, or I can Blossoming Tortoise now, maybe replay this Polluted Delta. That just helps me generally with mana, but I think I do want to do that. Let's bring this guy back. Get in. We're in a Polluted Delta now. We have to shock in another Overgrown Tomb. Pay 2 life, go Blossoming Tortoise. Mill 3, return Polluted Delta. And then we will get a Surveil land out on our following turn because this doesn't come back untapped. In terms of targets for Swarming Emergence, we could just get back Insidious Roots, which would be good. They have foretold something, which I'm going to wonder if it was Doomscar. I'm going to be ready for Doomscar here. Now I'm not so certain it's Doomscar. Why would they foretell it and then immediately spot removal something? This could be Counterspell, or like a Counterspell. And summon, sending back Bloodghast, sure. And then summon number 2, redrawing. Well, we're free to kind of play whatever we want here. 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. Death Capblade is not out. 5. Hidden Necropolis not out. 6. And if I go... Okay, so I'm very close. I think I need to take 2 turns to do this. I get the Surveil land off of Polluted Delta, and then play Blossoming Tortoise, and then activate Aftermath Analyst. But I kind of want to hold up Aftermath Analyst in case my board gets wiped here. Yeah, I think I just go like this. We go Squirming Emergence. Oh, it could also just be on Willowgeist. I would like to get that back out on the battlefield, but I think definitely Insidious Roots is more important. Especially since we can start to do things with the Bloodghast. So maybe I go Squirming Emergence plus play a Bloodghast. Then I can't get a Surveil land, and that kind of does not help with Field of the Dead. So I think for sure the move here is to get a Surveil land, and we'll start it off with this. Citrus Supply can go to the graveyard. And what do I want to play here? Maybe I just Squirming Emergence something back. Maybe I go Blossoming Tortoise now, finding something. I like the idea of Hidden Necropolis. Comes in tapped anyway. Could discover 4 in case our board gets wiped. There is the Doomscar. That's kind of what I figured. Get to mill some more. Got most of the deck in the graveyard, so one activation of our good friend the Aftermath Analyst is going to be pretty good. They go Oracle again. And I see Oracle is going to try to combine with Whirlwind of Thought. And actually, how close are we here? We're very, very close. I think I go Tyvar. Tyvar plus so we can survive the attack. And then we just do whatever with the rest of the mana. Well, last game it showed to be pretty good to have sure you can be untapped. Yes. Last turn, or last game rather, we did show how good it was to cast Outrageous Robbery. I might wait till I have more mana though. I think we go Bloodghast. No reason to attack. Time Walk comes down, alright. Oh, that means that Tyvar is going to be dead. Didn't really consider that. So maybe we just have to go for a big Outrageous Robbery next turn when we get our turn back. There's Black Lotus. So we know that Time Walk and Black Lotus are gone. Not sure I really want to cast Outrageous Robbery now, just given that the some of the best of the Power 9 are gone. I mean, we could get an Ancestral. And they're just starting to get a lot of value back. Maybe my only play is Outrageous Robbery. Oh, well, they've just gotten most of the Power 9 that we care to steal from them, so I guess maybe Squirming Emergence just on Tyvar then. Oh yeah, what am I saying? I Squirming Emergence on Tyvar, Tyvar minus, bring back Aftermath Analyst, and then activate. 1, 2, 3, I would need 1 land to do it. Maybe we can get there. Lightning Strike at the face, they redraw. This is definitely very strong. Don't often see Jeskai versions of Oracle. It's usually blue-black sometimes. A Bowmasters would absolutely do work here though, so that is something to consider. In terms of counter spells, we've seen just Unsummon here, so it was the deck that we were playing last game that had the counter magic. There's a chance that we do survive. Wonder if they play Ephemerate. Time Twister, yikes, okay. That's a huge problem for us, actually. Well, we have to start from round 1 here. With them having a pretty gnarly start ahead of us. Oh, Authority of the Consuls is so bad. Oh, that's so bad for us. So Tyvar doesn't really matter anymore. Well, all we can do is really fill up the graveyard here. Bolt. Oh, they want to kill me here. So I can go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So we go Insidious Roots first. Basically looking to mill Bloodghasts, one of our 3 remaining. Sure. And we're going to be able to mill 9, so all is not bad. Now that they've shuffled their graveyard back in, the Power 9s still are possible to be taken out of their graveyards, or taken out of their library, so that's something to think about. Willow Geist down the graveyard. We have a unique land in the graveyard for sure. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 6. Peatland is not out? Okay. So, Overgrown Tomb, Underground Mortuary is already here. So I gotta do Polluted Delta, not activate, and then play Peatland. And then Aftermath Analyst does work. Oh no. Alright, so they know what we're up to. That is problematic for me. We do accept the 1 life, though. That is helpful. Oh, Stern Dismissal. They have removal for everything. Alright. Well, Insidious Roots into Blossoming Tortoise it is. I think we do want to start these Fields of the Deads, though. Not much life left. Go to 4. And now we go to 1. Do we win from this perspective? I'm not sure we do. Black Lotus, I mean, they're just looking for another Lightning Bolt or Helix here. I think all signs point to dead. They can also find Time Walk again, too. Stern Dismissal. Yikes, okay. This is pretty cool. This is like a Cheerios kind of deck. You could maybe do this with a Paradoxical Outcome as well, which is kind of interesting to me. Oracle of Alpha number 2. And they don't draw. It's unfortunate because I actually did draw 1 thing that could deal with an Oracle. Hidden Acropolis is a way to hit a Bone Shards. How much does that cost me? 5, 6 total lands? Yeah, I can't really do that. Has to be Shieldred, I guess. Shieldred can't flip immediately either. Don't have enough mana. So I think we unfortunately have to say goodbye on this turn. Nurturing Peatland comes in. There is our first Field of the Dead. They get to gain a life because of Authority of the Consuls. Here's Shieldred. 1 last death throw, and I guess we'll also get a Stitcher Supplier in. Resolve. There goes an Oracle. Let's mill. Oh, can't do that. Let's play Stitcher Supplier, and, you know, I think we're going to die anyway. Let's kill with Nurturing Peatland. Alright, so the large round 5 comes to a close, and that'll be the end of the video as a whole. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at this deck with me today. It was a pretty cool one, and I really like how Insidious Roots can pop off, and when it does pop off, it goes pretty nuts. I think great games overall. Didn't really leave too much to be desired. We got to see the combo go off. We got to see some unique decks in the format, and yeah, I think overall pretty good games. I was also pretty happy to see that we faced the potentially worst matchup in Mill, the one that has the highest low sides and highest upsides. And I think that that one ended up going pretty down to the wire and was overall really nice. So with that being said, that brings us to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and comment helps me out. Subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you in the next one.